So in this session, we will be doing a number of tasks, starting from import of data, and then we will start with the transformation of data and how to filter and change data type, and some of these things that we will be explaining in detail. So first of all, I would like to show you one file, that example that will be very useful, and it consists of some information which you can see here. So the name of the file is RJ Cookie Company Financials. So you will be able to see that there are around 8 or 9 columns. Here the first is a country, product, then units sold, revenue per cookies, cost per cookies, revenue, cost, profit, date, month number, month name, and year. So these are the data that we have, and name of the file is RJ Cookies Company Financials. But you can see name of this sheet is cookies sales, right? I have just opened it to show you. So there are number of rows. So this file is a very big file, have data. So now I'm just going to close it. How to import that data in Power BI? So now, we have here get data. So once that we click on the get data, we will find more options here. So when you click on more options, then we will be able to see a number of data resources and softwares that are available. So we have these kind of data that we can integrate, and the information and data we can retrieve from these resources. But if we say the most popular are Microsoft Excel, then CSV file, comma separated value file, then we have PDF, then we have Microsoft Access. These are some of the softwares that we are familiar with. Let's for example, if some students they don't have Microsoft Excel installed on their computer, so what they will do, they will convert the Microsoft Excel file to CSV file, means a text file easily. So with the help of converters, that is easily available online. So once they will be able to do that, then the files will be available for them. They will be able to import that file in Power BI. So in this case, what I have done, so I would like to show you. So I have these two files. One, I have this Microsoft Excel file, and second file is a CSV file. So I have converted this one to the CSV file already, and I have it here. So now any file we can use for importing data in Power BI. So for now I'm just using the Microsoft Excel file. Instead of going to more, I can see their Excel workbook. The first option is available here. So when I click on the first option, then I need to go to the path like where that file is there. So now I have clicked that file. It means importing of data. So once you will see here, this is name of the sheet that we have in Microsoft Excel file. So this is the navigator. So at the time when we import data, so on the way that we will see some button like, so this is the first option, that is a load. Second is the transform data. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on the transform data. Transform means change, means modifications. And first of all, that we will do some modification, right? So I click on the transform data. Now another window will automatically open, that is known as Power Query Editor. Editor means like something that in which we can make some modifications, so that is known as the editor. So Power Query Editor. So query means whatever that we want. For example, that we want some specific type of data, or we want to make some modifications, that modification can be done. Let's say that whatever the options that we have, let's say that we have a number of cookies, right? So we have a number of cookies here. and if you just I want one cookie, let's say a sugar one, right? I don't want this. I what I'm going to do, I'm just going to filter it. I'm going to filter it before importing data into the Power BI desktop, right, software. This is on the way. We are on the way that we are going to transform data, so that at the time when we import data, so data should be imported according to our own choice, our own need. Okay, so let's say I don't want this sugar uh, cookies type, then I click on OK. So at the moment when we click on OK, you will see on the right hand side these are the applied steps, and the one step filtered row, that if you want to see what we did, click on this star, right? So you will see that it does not equal, right, the sugar. It means that we have filtered this row. Okay, now the second change, that if we say like unit sold. So units sold, we can say there are number of units, but by chance that we see there are zero point 0.5, so there is no any unit which is in fractions. What I want to do, I just want to change the data type. So how to do this one? If I right click on this column and there is a change type and whole number, so I don't want in fractions, in decimal places. I want in a whole number. It means that what I'm going to do, I'm just making some modifications in the data before importing data. So I click on the whole number. Now this is changed. Once this modification is done, on the right hand side you will see changed type. Later on I thought that what I did in this one, click on this, sorry. So later on I thought that we should include this one. So what I can do, I am just going to remove this step. So once I remove this step, it means that exactly the same option, the sugar which we unselected, it is automatically reversed. Now the next changes that we want to do in, let's say, month number, month name, we have these headings. These are the fields. So what I'm going to do, just click here, right click, rename, or double click on this one, and you can remove this name and enter. So it means I have just renamed this column, and you can see on the right hand side applied steps, that renamed columns, that we have renamed this column. Now so this is the one that we have completed. Now what to do, sometime uh, we can also import data from internet, right? So in this case we have countries, right? So if we want to import data from the internet regarding countries and the population, so that is also possible. So how to do this one? So first of all, what I'm going to do, I close and apply this one. So it means that that file is imported here, is being loaded. It will take a fraction of seconds. So 700 rows were imported here. So once it is imported, how we will be able to know that this is imported or not? On the right hand side you will see cookies sales. Can you see this one? See, when I click on this, right, you will find a number of fields, and on the left hand side you can click on data. Then you will be able to see exactly the same information that was available in the Microsoft Excel, right? So same information, but in the transformed way, mean you have already made some modifications. Now the next step is, if I would like to import data from internet, right? So how I will be able to do that? For this one, I need to go to get data, and here the web option is here. So before going to the web options, what I want, I just want to see what is the name of the what is the link that we will be using here to import the data. So let's see whether I have. Yes, so I have already copied that link, so I'm just going to paste it and click OK. So at the moment when I click OK, next step will be uh, this Power BI software has started getting data from the internet, right? Once internet connection is established, it's getting data. So in this case, you can see the first options. When I click on this one, you will see number of rows and columns here, right? So in this, I want a specific type of data only. I just want country, name of the country, and population, and the rest of the things that I don't want. So for this thing, so what I need to do, I need to click on the transform data. So once I click on the transform data, right, so then I'll be able to find some information here. So next is, I don't want rank, so I click on this rank column, and here I can remove it. So remove, right, then it's a population one data source. I don't want all these. So the one way is just right click and remove, right click and remove. Second way is that we have keep, like here you can choose columns. If you click on the choose column, the first option is there, choose column, and here that you will see uh, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So here 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, 6 columns, that exactly the same columns you will be able to see here. Unselect all and keep only those that you want. Let's say I want country here, and second I want this, the first one, the population, and click on OK. So rest of the unnecessary columns that are removed automatically. Now here, when I look at the Excel file which is already we have here, and imported data in the cookies sales, and the second file we have here, the first one is cookies, and here how many countries are there? It's Canada, France, then Germany, Mexico, and the United States. So what I want only those countries. But before that, you can see there is a null and a number and a population. What is that, right? So what I can do, I just if I want to use first row as a header, so I can use that one, first row as header, right? So here uh, there was a name, right? So there was a name, the populations, and these were the name of the countries. So what I want, if I want to remove this steps, that I removed it, right? Promoted headers, right? So country and population. So again, what I want, first row as header, double click here. Here I want countries, and here that I am just going to change to the population. So the countries and population headings that we have here, and on the left hand side, what I'm going to change here, name of the table. I'm just going to change the name of the table here. Just double click on that, or there is option right click and rename. So right click and rename, just change the name to the country population. Okay, so now next is what I want here, the name of the countries. As that we see that in the first file cookie sale there were only 5 countries. So why to take another all the countries data? We need to take only 5 countries data. So for that sake, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to filter. So there are a number of countries, so we don't want all those countries. So unselect that, and in the search just write the first one, that was the Canada. Select this one, and the second option, that was France, and the third was Germany, right? And the fourth was Mexico, and the last was United States. Click OK. So we want only 5 countries and the population of these 5 countries. So now this step is here. It means we have transformed data. We have made some modifications in the data as we required for analysis of data. So this step is already done. So next is you click on the close and apply. So now that file will be imported here in the Power BI desktop, right? So there is some error, so we have to go back and fix it. It is saying the country population, the column rank of the table was not found. Let's see what they are saying. So if I want to go back, how to go? So click on this transform data, then you will again go back to the file here, and so we there was no any requirement for the ranks, so still that is saying the rank. So let's say once again. So what we can do here, okay, let's see. Okay, so now it is imported, right? So it was taking the original file by default, right? But now, like, so it is done. So on the right hand side we see these 2 files, and on the left hand side, if I click on this, the second option, that is data, it's a data view. So click on this country, you will be able to see all these, and click on the cookies, you will be able to see this one. Now the second next is if I want to see here in the model, that you will see that this is the countries, this is the population, right? So countries are here, and also you can see countries. So countries and country. Okay, so now what I want to merge some data, merge queries. So to merge queries, I need to go to merging something, deleting something. It means that we are going to make some modifications. If you want to make some modification, it means transformation of data. So you need to click on the transformation of data, right? So 2 tables are there. So what we want to integrate these 2 tables. We want to integrate these 2 tables. So how to integrate, how to merge these 2 tables or queries? So for this one, uh, you can see that we have these 2 files, and once we click on the transformation of data, then you will find these 2 things, right? So common thing is here country's name. So country names is common, rest there is no any column which is, you can say, that is available in the both tables. So in this case there is the one options on the right hand side. So you will click on this one, merge queries, merge queries. So once you click on the merge queries, so what will happen, the first file that you will see the cookies sales over here. So once you see the cookies here, and second file you can select it from here, population, countries population. So once you click on this country, and second that you click on this countries, it means both columns have been selected. So the second file that we have taken from internet, if that information is here, so it is saying the privacy, right? So privacy level, so ignore the privacy level and click on save. So at the moment when you click on save, you will see that 700 out of 700 rows for the first table has been added. When you click on OK, you will see something on the right hand side. On the right hand side, that you see something here. So what you need to do, you can see small button on this one, countries of populations, and this one. When you click on this, you will find one or two columns. In this case, that what you need to do, you need to select only population, right? You need to select only population, that you want the population, you want this population that should come from another table, the populations, right? So in Germany, how much population is there? In Mexico, how much population is there? That population data should be merged here in this table, like a cookie say table. When you click on OK, then you will find here this population data according to the country's name. Look at this. On the right, on the left hand side, you find this Canada, and you will be able to find here exactly the same figures, right? Canada and Canada is the same figure you can find. So that you have merged queries. So you have merged these two queries in this. Now next, close and apply. So now next step is that on the left hand side we can see the reports view, then data view, and also that at the end, like, we can see the model view. So in this case, the first go to the report view. Just we are going to create a report. The main purpose of this data Power BI desktop software is to collect data and make it a visualize. So in this case, we have some information on the right hand side. We have this table, cookie sales table, and what I want, the first thing is that we want to get information regarding, we want to see the profit. So each and every organizations that they are concerned about the profits and sales and targets. So when I click on the profit, so that exactly the same information that is coming on the left hand side here, so the profit and by date. So if I click on the date, then I will be able to see date here. So we can expand it like this. So if I just want to change from the date to month, if I click on the month 2-3 times, then I'll see like this, the data will be available like that. Okay, so this is the first that we will see the profit by date. If I just want to convert into the line diagrams, that I will be able to convert it by just clicking on the line chart. So once I click on the line chart, I'll be able to see this like as a line, like from the top to the bottom, they are just having the sale like that. So even then, if I want to convert into the dates, then I just click on the date for 4 times, then I will be able to see the exact informations, like from September 2018 to November 2019, the data that is available with us. So click on the white part. Then next, that if I want to see this information like the profit by geography, so I click on the profit, and then I click on the country, right? So profit by country. So when I click on the country, then I'll be able to see this sum of profit by country. So Canada is having a profit like this. So when I just hover a mouse pointer on the first bar, then you see the Canada and sum of the profit that is available in dollars. And exactly the same with the France, UK, Mexico, and Germany. So we have another visualization tools. That one tool that you can see here, that we have a tree map. So here the tree map here, when I click on the tree map, then exactly the same information that will be converted in a different way. So then you will be able to see this data here very easily. Again, if I want to go back, then I need to click on the table, then it will be converted into the table, right? So uh, what kind of information, which kind of a visualization tool that is suitable for us, that we will going to change very easily just by clicking on the visualization tools available with us. Now, so next, that if we want to see some countries, the populations, then what we can see here, we have some then map information is here. When I click on the map, then you will be able to see that this map will be available. So I want to see the countries, and when I click on the countries, then this map will show the different countries here. Look at this. I'm just going to expand it a little bit. Right. So the countries that you can see, and if I just click on the profit, then you will be able to see the profit over here. So these are the countries like Canada, the profit is this much. Then we can see the Europe here, then France, and here we can see the smallest one, that's Mexico. So the size is bigger and smaller, that is according to the profit that we have. More profit, that the size that will be displayed is the bigger one, and the smaller means that there is a low profit associated with that countries. So next that I'm just going to just make it a little short and put it somewhere like this. And if I want to change this one to maybe any other form, that I will be able to see it very easily. And the next, there is the one options that we can see here. We will find one thing that is known as a slicer. So slicer is a one tool that we will be able to use it by name of the country. So let's say click on the slicer, and here that what we want, we need to drag and drop the countries column here. Okay, so these are 5 countries names that is displaying here. So once I click on Canada, then you will see only data related to the Canada that will be shown. If I click on France, only France, Germany, Mexico, and United States. So when I click on the control button and I press more than 2, so click control, if I want to see the 3 countries of profit, then I will be able to see here. So this is the beauty of Microsoft Power BI software, that visualization is really very useful, that we will be able to see this data and in a very interactive way. So number of tools that we have here, like is the view tool is here. In the view tools, if we want to change to some style, or just we would like to change the theme, then we can change very easily any themes that we want. Once they click on that, the whole theme will be changed, right? So whatever the themes that we want this theme, then this theme that will be appearing here, or something like that. So for this, that I'm just using this one, maybe. Okay, so if I like this one, that I can use this as a theme for this whole environment.